I feel like I look like a vampire with this lighting. It makes me look really deathly ill. Like I've lost all my blood, kind of. So I feel like my life is just kind of in limbo right now. Of course, now I'm getting a hot flash, so now I look super red and rosy just in the cheeks. Yeah, I have been trying to, you know, finish up my class, my fall class for UD. So I've just been so sick that I had to take that fall class as an incomplete, and I'm so grateful that it was with my mentor, and so he has been following me for years and been meeting with him for probably like 4 years. So he has seen a lot of my health journey and seen me like go through it, but he knows that like I'm motivated and I do try my best, and so I'm not just some random student and I don't have just some random professor who doesn't like know who I am, and that I am trying my best and I am doing my best. I'm just going through a really hard time. So I am so grateful for him though, because he has been studying abroad and he has literally been meeting with me. He is in a completely different country and he's been meeting with me on Zoom, texting with me, emailing with me about this class, reading over my drafts of the final essay, and giving incredible feedback. I've gone through several drafts of this essay. It's about like 12 pages now, I think. I'm really hoping that it is nearing the end, because I've really been pushing myself in the fight or flight. So how I get into the fight or flight is just like continuously pushing myself beyond my capacity and my limits over, you know, an extended period of time. So I've been working on this class for maybe 2 weeks really intensely trying to get this done. And so I have just over that time been pushing myself beyond my energy levels and what it can handle. And so I am definitely in the fight or flight. It sucks. I basically have a lot of heightened anxiety in it, which makes sense. Like if your body's like, oh my gosh, we could die at any moment, we need to be very hyper alert and hyper vigilant. My bedtime has been going back later and later. I like cannot fall asleep. I think last night was like after 3 a.m. The past couple nights have been. So it is incredibly difficult for me to get any quality sleep in the fight or flight. And I just haven't had any days to crash, so I am just absolutely exhausted. But I'm really proud of myself for the final essay and like where we're at and what it looks like, the class's current issues in global business. And I actually did the essay on indigenous peoples and how they are connected to conservation and what we could learn from them about being stewards of the land and not just like depleting our resources, but actually doing it in like a sustainable conservation manner, so that we won't just take everything and then have nothing left. We'll actually be able to have a sustainable future. So it's been a fascinating topic. I have learned so much, and I'm just really grateful that I think I'm going to be able to complete that class and get credit for it, instead of just paying for a class that I couldn't even get credit for because the deadline was coming up. It is February 6th. So I have kind of my final draft submitted, and I'm waiting to hear back if I need to do any more edits or if it's done. So fingers crossed. That's been really kind of difficult. And then another kind of area where my life is in limbo is just my endometriosis treatment. So kind of where it's landed is that my doctor wants me to do an injection treatment, and that's so scary in and of itself. They literally are injecting like a tiny capsule into your stomach, and it lasts like 3 weeks to a month. And that's scary just for the fact that I react to everything, and I've reacted to like anything I've ever been on. I have a ton of side effects, and so with medication you can stop it, you can stop taking it, and there's always a half-life for medication, which can be really long, but in general within a week it's completely out of your system. For this med, when they inject it, it will be with me. I don't know what the half-life is, but if every month or every 3 weeks you need to get another one, it's really long. Nemo, come here. Do you want to say hi to the vlog? He came running over. 1 second. Come here, my sweet little man. He is getting to be such a big boy. Look at this little man. And he's so vocal too. Look how big he is. I know. He's such a cuddler, but when he doesn't want to be held, he doesn't want to be held. Same with his sister Bunny. They are little screamers when they don't want to be held. I don't even know where I was in my story. So anyway, this injection I'm really nervous about and really scared about potential side effects. But the limbo part is that I had my doctor's appointment like literally like almost 2 weeks ago, where she was like, okay, we're gonna do this injection thing. And it has gone through so many different pharmacies. I don't know if I know it's a really old med, so maybe a lot of people don't use it anymore and use these new meds that I have reacted to for endometriosis treatment, but legitimately, it has gone through 3 pharmacies and they just keep taking so long to tell me that they have like either denied it or just put it on to another pharmacy. So like it went to a big pharmacy and then they're like, oh, we transferred it to like a local pharmacy, and then that pharmacy transferred it to a different pharmacy, and then that pharmacy today denied it. And I was like, why did they deny it? They literally just got it today. And yeah, apparently they denied it without even reading the clinical note from my doctor. So I've just felt like I've been in such limbo, like waiting for this treatment, which I'm pretty nervous about, and I'm expecting I'm gonna have at least some side effects, just because that's realistic with my health history. And yeah, I've just been like waiting, and the doctor keeps putting stat on all of the script orders. Like they've sent 3 different scripts to different pharmacies as it's been transferred around, and they always say stat, and it's been 3 weeks. So I'm just kind of waiting, and I don't know what will happen, but I'm pretty nervous. So like user reviews, the reviews I read for patients trying this med, this injection med, are either like, oh my God, this was a miracle drug and I feel so much better, or like, this was absolute hell. No one should ever try this drug. It was horrible. So that really does not make me feel any better, but I am like gonna try it. One of the actual side effects that I've been experiencing with, I believe, the med I'm on now, that I've been on for 2 or 3 months now, that is stopping my pain cycles. I think it's actually preventing ovulation, which was what was giving me incredible pain, and I went to the ER twice for that med. And then also the Myfembree that I tried twice and was on for about a month overall. The Myfembree, both I believe, but the Myfembree was really bad. So this side effect is like increased appetite and then increased weight gain. So I just wanted to like briefly talk about this because it sucks. I don't really know why it's happening. I don't know if it's water weight that I'm retaining, but in August, so before I started this med, I was actually underweight. I had tried this like treatment through a more like herbal doctor and a really strict diet. For my height, I was underweight. So at that point I was underweight, and literally 6 months later I have gained like 25 pounds. So now I'm no longer underweight, which is good because I was actually worried about that. But now I'm getting into an area where, you know, I'm a little nervous about. And it just sucks because the Myfembree definitely gave me increased hunger. I mean, I was hungry all the time, and I was like, should I be eating? Maybe the Myfembree is, you know, healing me, and maybe I should be eating more food because it's taking a bigger toll on my body and I should be eating more. So I was like, should I listen to my body? Or is the increased hunger like that and I shouldn't be eating? And it's just been like really confusing. But definitely on the one I'm still on now, I was reading a review of someone who said like, I was working out in the gym every day and I can't work out because I'm so fatigued. And they said that I still gained 20 pounds, so it like didn't matter. So that's been hard because I do have a history of like an eating disorder, and as soon as you start restricting food, your brain, like all you could think about is food, and it's dangerous because then you can also binge. Once you start restricting, it's like this yo-yo effect. So the more you restrict, the bigger the binge is, and it can just go back and forth. And so I've just been in this like really difficult place where I'm like, is it even worth trying to like restrict calories? Like I can't work out. So that is just something I cannot do. Literally, like I can't do practically anything. Recording this, I am sweating. I am sweating because this is exercise for my body. My heart rate gets really high and I'm just profusely sweating, and the rest of the day I will be exhausted from just recording this video. This is the one thing I'm gonna be able to do today, and probably be exhausted tomorrow too. So really sucks, but this has been a conundrum where I'm like, what do I do? So side effects from meds can give you stuff that creates other problems, and then that creates like other issues like mentally of getting back into like an eating disorder brain. And so that's just been something that is really difficult because I don't want to do the restricting if I don't need to. Yeah. So that's just been a little difficult and frustrating. So yeah, those are kind of the big things that I wanted to talk about today. Just kind of waiting, being in limbo. I'm trying to get out of the fight or flight, so I'm trying to just not push myself and try to crash so that I can crash out of the fight or flight. So if you have any good TV shows, let me know because I'm trying to watch shows that are not anxiety. I actually just I watched Boy Swallows Universe and thought it was a really good show. So yeah, if you have any recommendations of shows, I am just trying to do absolutely nothing and crash. Cat updates. All of our fosters are now gone. So we took Wally to his forever home, who used to be Mars, and Sahara, who is now Siobhan, is in her forever home. And they both seem to be doing really well, which is super exciting. And I get really fun updates from them. And I'm so excited to hear updates whenever I get them. So whatever cats we have here now are ours. So you saw Nemo and Bunny's around here somewhere. But our outdoor cats are doing really well. Wave has been learning to play. It's like since she was a mother as a kitten, it was like she didn't really get to have the kitten playful experience. And so now on our deck, she is tearing apart our front door rug, just destroying it, but it's so cute. We are not stopping her because it is adorable. She will like rip little pieces up, throw them in the air. Even in the snow, she was playing in the snow when we had snow. She would throw some up in the air and go after it, and it was so cute. And Wink is doing really well. They have condos. So Wave has her own condo, and then Wink, last night I saw him in the other one. At one point, I think they were both in one together when we didn't have two. And so now they can each have their own space because sometimes they get in little like marital spats and disputes. I think Wave is trying to play where she'll like kind of bat at him, but sometimes she is like really batting at him and with her claws out and will like kind of be mean. And so I'm glad they have their own space because I think they need it sometimes. It's really cool if they can go in one together and cuddle. But literally we saw a possum go into one of them the other night, and it is right by our front door. And we opened the front door while it was out there and it would not come out. So apparently we have another pet possum. And it is using our feral cat outdoor houses, which is absolutely hilarious. I don't mind having possums around because again, they eat like 1,000 ticks a year, or was it more than 1,000? I don't know, they eat some insane amount of ticks a year. So I would love to have, really honestly, as many possums as possible to just eat all of the ticks on our property. Yeah, because poor Wink did have some ticks on him. We were late in his treatment. He's semi-feral, so he lets us touch him. Didn't like it. He has actually swatted at me for the first time because when he had the huge gash on his neck from the fight he got in with who knows who, I was trying to spray him with like an antibacterial so it didn't get infected, and he was pretty upset about that. And then we also put his tick stuff on late because you can't put it on when they have open wounds, and so he's had some ticks which were attached, which I had to get rid of, which he also was really upset about because it's not comfortable to yank them off. So he's a little upset with me. We're going through a little spat, but it's fine because he knows I love him and he loves me, and he's actually letting me pick him up now. I literally put him on my lap the other night. His paws were out like this, and I like grabbed him like this and was kind of going like this like a baby, and then leaving his back paws on the ground but on my lap, and he let me do that. So he's really coming a long way and I'm really proud of him. But anyway, that is kind of the update. Actually, one last thing, I wanted to say thank you for 333 subscribers. YouTube will literally not show the numbers sometimes, even if people are subscribed, so the number might go down. But we did reach 333 subscribers, and that's insane. I'm just really grateful, and I love to keep this community small because yeah, mean comments hurt, but I really appreciate us growing it, and it makes me feel like I'm having some impact on the world and my voice does matter in something, and trying to raise awareness for certain chronic illness stuff and letting other people know that they're not alone, etc., etc. So I just want to say thank you because that is an insane number. Like if there were 333 people in a room, First of all, I'd have massive anxiety because I've not been around that many people since before the pandemic, but that's like a crazy amount. So thank you. Oh, here's Bunny. Say hi. What a beautiful lady. We've nicknamed her Princess Bunny because she just gives off princess vibes, you know? So yeah, those are the children. All right, I have to go edit this vlog and then just try to crash. But I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I will continue to keep you updated, my friends.